The NBA season tips off tonight, and Donovan Mitchell says his time is now. Tony, when was your time?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, my senior prom, May of 1934. And that was my time.
Okay.
I went with Judy Garland.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Remember her?
I'm not a math major, but that would make you born in like 1916, and there ain't nobody left from 1916. Nobody.
Judy and I. It was a great evening. Loved it. Stayed out really late, till about 11. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Lions and Seahawks win. The NBA season tips off, and Jeff Saturday joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today with baseball and the upcoming World Series between the Dodgers and Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays got to the series last night riding a 3-run, 7th-inning home run by George Springer, who now has 23 postseason home runs. Last night's homer gave the Blue Jays the 4-3 lead that their bullpen protected. Wilbon, what do you make of what the Blue Jays did last night and how they did it?
There's no they. There's no they. There's no mystery. Springer hit that home run. I mean, that 3-run home run, I mean, the Mariners were in control of the game and the situation. And it just felt like that. I felt like, wow, there's going to be a lot to celebrate in Seattle tonight. They're going to kick this football game off, which we'll get to. And it's just, Seattle's never been. I don't root against Toronto and Seattle are two of my favorite cities in North America, if not the whole world. So I don't root against either one of them. So I sat there going, okay, what am I going to do here? I'm going to root for Seattle because they've never been. Because that franchise is the only one that's never been to, forget winning, never been to the World Series. And I like the Seattle personalities. They got some stars. I like their team. I love their ballpark. I like their city. And then Springer, who's already got a World Series MVP to his credit, he comes along and hits that bomb. And it's like, oh my God, they just decimated Seattle, and they did. And I know it's not, Carter hitting a home run, Joe Carter, to win the World Series, whatever that was, 92, 93, whatever it was. But Tony, it felt like the next best thing if you're Toronto. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, so I believe I had this right.
You had
Let's go back to yesterday when you refused to make a pick and you told people to shut up and just watch the game.
That's right.
And I said I favored Toronto, and here's why I favored Toronto. Because it's a hitter's series, not a pitcher's series, and I think they had better hitting. It had come around that the home teams were winning games. The road team started out winning the first 4, then the home teams won the next 2, and obviously the next 3 by winning last night. And also because twice in the series before, Mike, Toronto had fallen behind on home runs early by Seattle and had climbed back in the game and had won the game, which is exactly what happened last night. Julio Rodriguez hit a home run in the 3rd inning that made it 2-1 in favor of Seattle. Cal Raleigh hit a home run in the 5th inning that made it 3-1. And then George Springer, who now is tied for 3rd all-time in postseason home runs, and who has, as you say, got the ring from Houston, he went boom at that point. And I'll just say this about Springer. A couple of games ago, he took a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the right knee. He went down like a shot. Yeah. He left the game, and the people in Seattle booed him at that point. Yeah. There's no better way to come back than what he did by hitting this home run. And by the way, I don't disagree with not putting your closer in the 7th inning when you need 8 outs. When you need 8 outs.
For me, Tony, I will say this, though, about Seattle. When you got the MVP of the league next up, if you can get to him, stop swinging at questionable pitches. Stop. You can't just strike out all night long. Take a walk. Move your hip in front of a pitch and get on base. You got Cal Raleigh with a bat in his hand. And that made me feel less bad for Seattle. They didn't do what they needed to do to get to Cal Raleigh in the 9th. Last night's Game 7 swiped the spotlight away from 2 Monday Night Football games. In the first, the Lions smoked the Buccaneers. 218 scrimmage yards from Jahmyr Gibbs. And in the latter, the Seahawks beat the Texans. Both the Lions and Seahawks now are 5-2. So, Tony, which team's season impresses you the most thus far?
I'm not taking anything away from the Seahawks. They're a fine team. But they beat a very mediocre team last night. Houston is 2-4, and a tremendous disappointment after the rookie season that C.J. Stroud had, where he looked to be all-world. What Detroit has done is noteworthy. They just smothered a good team, Tampa Bay. A 5-1 team. They smothered them. I got to get this one note here. They've got the best point differential in the NFC. They're plus 64. You have said for the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season that they were suffering from a brain drain. They lost their offensive coordinator. Yes, you did. They lost their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. He's your coach now. He's done a good job, except the game that Detroit pounded them 52-21, right? They lost their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, to the Jets, where he's 0-7 and might be back on the sideline by December 15th, patrolling for Detroit. Look, they have lost 2 games this year, Mike, to really good teams at Green Bay, at Kansas City. They came back the next week after that, and their total point differential in 2 games where they pounded people is 76-30. So where exactly is this brain drain?
I don't give a damn what they did the next week. What did they do when they had to play the big boys at Green Bay and Kansas City? They got their butts handed to them. So stop slurping them. You can slurp them all you want. And I said, and I'll stand by it, that 1 week of brain drain, and then they showed they had what they needed. The other team was Sam Darnold, who the Minnesota Vikings tossed out on his ear. They're the most impressive team so far. Because they got Njigba and Sam Darnold. Like, you would have taken Sam Darnold. No, you wouldn't have. But Seattle took him, and they've crafted something, and they have something. Yes, last night's opponent was nothing. But don't give me how great Detroit is.
That's right.
They played 2 big boy teams, 2 teams in Division 1, and they got smack beat out of them.
Detroit's real good.
That's a fact.
Detroit's real good.
Okay, you can dispute that if you want.
Let's move to basketball. I know you'll be receptive to that. And tonight's NBA openers, Houston at defending champ Oklahoma City and Golden State at the Lakers. That's a pretty loaded start. You're welcome, NBC. Wilbon, the NBA is your league. Tell us what player and what team most intrigues you at the start.
The player's easy, and you know who this is. If we were playing, the match game, 1974 with Gene Rayburn. See how many people get that reference. You know where I'm going with this. It's Victor Wembanyama. There's no question. And anybody who writes any name down on the card except Wemby is just being silly. Teams you can take several of. You already mentioned one of them. Orlando is one of them you could take. I'm kind of intrigued by Detroit. I want to see what they're going to do as they're a transition.